Righty then, what's happening, everybody? Didn't manage to make it home in time to be able to go and do a live, so I just thought I would do one, pull up and get one done. Oh, as it says in the title, man, season is over. Last I checked, it was only like March and all. What a frustrating game of football that was. I thought, if you'd have asked me what happened at half time, how was it looking at half time, I'd have said, you know what? We look the more dangerous here. We look like the ones that are going to actually do something. We look like the ones that might be able to break this open and snatch a goal. But my worry with this United side is just that I don't ever believe that we're ever going to keep a clean sheet. And I don't know if it's purely down to personnel. Is it structure? Is it a combination of things? Is it leadership from the goalkeeper? Is it too adventurous pairing of fullbacks? I don't know what it is. And then I watch us looking at how we're trying to break down a low block, and I just think there's no penetrating runs from midfield. There's no underlapping. The view that I've got in the Stretford end is a very tactical view, and it was really interesting watching what they were doing. They sort of assigned five players on the left, five players on the right, sort of in a square with someone sort of covering off in the centre of it. It was really, really interesting to watch. Those five players would go and deal with it as it went out to the left-hand side, and then five players would go and deal with it as it went out to the right-hand side. And it knitted together really well, and they supported each other in the middle. And you just think there's just an abject lack of quality there. You're playing through fullbacks, and okay, Alanga was okay. I understood the sub, not necessarily for Marcus. Marcus did nothing positive, did he? It was one of the worst performances I've seen from him. It was just like there was nothing there from him. Pogba offered nothing. I understand Cavani coming on, but we got nothing to him. Juan Mata might have been the best of the subs, in all honesty. He looked good when he came on. Looked like he had a bit of urgency about him. Looked like he was actually doing something. I mean, I don't want to bag on the ref too much, but I tweeted it, didn't I? Like, absolute black belt level of shithousery here from Atletico. And I said it to my old man. As soon as they scored, I was like, look, they're just going to be going down now. And they'll be dead every time they go down. It's going to be like, oh, get an ambulance. And that's exactly what it was. And I almost have to respect the absolute level of don't give a fuck that they possess when it comes to just an entire stadium losing their shit with them. They couldn't find a fuck to give. They're just like, yeah, cool. Honestly, so unarsed about the shitstorm that they're causing. Ronaldo was poor. After being brilliant the other night, poor. And complaining for the entire thing, and you just think, where's our leaders, man? Harry Maguire's meant to be our leader, and he was causing mistakes all over the place. His passing was shit, his defending was shit, his leading was shit. He just didn't do anything positive for a United player on the pitch. Nothing. The annoying thing was watching the ref just allow stuff as well. I don't know if you guys saw this on TV either. The corner that we had right at the end, the coach for Atletico was basically in the way of Sancho as he's trying to take it, and he was almost kind of like, do you mind, I'm warming my players up here while you're trying to take a corner? And it looked like he'd said to the players, kick your legs in front of him. And you're just thinking, the fourth official had actually been down there a few times to him and just been ignored. And yeah, when you're up against a low block, Ronaldo doesn't play as a striker. That's why you got to get Cavani on earlier, because someone can then occupy the centre of the pitch. Ronaldo's just gets too bored and has to just go and feel like he needs to help out elsewhere. he doesn't have the discipline to be able to stay in one position. Bruno was ineffective. The only two players that I thought were actually trying tonight and shown anywhere of quality, Scott McTominay did before he went off. Scott McTominay I thought was having a good game, but it made sense to take him off. Sancho looked like he was having a good game, and Juan Mata. Outside of that, I mean, you guys let me know if you agree, if that came through on TV or if that was just something I was seeing. That was the three that I thought stood out with there with that one. Am I selling carpets? No. Oh, I don't know what that means. Fred was decent. Varane, yeah, decent. I don't know if I'd say good, though. Tellez, not necessarily saying good there with him. David Whitten says, boring game, to be honest. It was a boring game. Load of shouts for Fred. All right, maybe, yeah. Jordan says, shame to say, but Ronnie is gone, Pogba's gone. Is the time to rebuild now? I think it probably is, you know. I think you've got to go and absolutely back someone to the hilt to transform it. But it almost kind of needs a statement from the club, doesn't it, to say, yes, we're going to rip this thing down to build it back up, and it's going to suck, but get behind them. But I think the club's almost too embarrassed to say that we need a rebuild because they've mismanaged it for so long. Because they've been at fault for mismanagement. It's almost admitting the failures that they've had for 9 years. And I just don't think they'll do that. Oh, the referee booking Fletcher, I didn't see what that was for. I just saw it. When you look at, he stops play for an ankle or a shin or a calf injury in their box, and then we have a head injury with Delo and he just doesn't give a fuck. And you're just thinking, absolute dog shit school officiating it was. Super chat here off Peter Kelly says, just give the youth a chance rest of the season. Drop Maguire through the hole in the roof. Jacob says, sell 6, buy 6. I think there's 14 got to go in all honesty. Yeah, Joel says, didn't care about Delo's head injury, was clearly biased. So what now? There's a weekend off now, isn't there? And then get it in the mixer. Do I think Ralph has a clause to play Maguire? I don't think so. Skull said nothing about Ollie and now can't keep his mouth shut. Polish says, I don't think Sancho looked great today. Delo was positive. I'm going to have to disagree with you on that, mate, but, you know, you're allowed to. PJ Harwood says, hopefully the youth lads get some success in the club. Oh, do you know what? Yeah. Has the date been booked for that yet? I'm not sure it has. Faisal says, ref was shite, but you can't blame him. No. Tino says, what now? We get to Paddock's last game of the season and get on it. Yep. I've got a visit at our new stadium tomorrow. Hopefully getting that signed off ready for the season. Alex says, so now do we play the youth more and keep them fresh for their cup final? No, I think you just keep them doing what they're doing. They've got to a final doing something. And actually, as much as we want to just go and throw the youth in like that, the under-18s would get absolutely destroyed in the Premier League. They just would. And I know that you'd be like, well, they show a bit of fight. Yeah, but after one game, everyone would say, don't do it anymore. Ryan O'Sullivan, is that Ronaldo's last Champions League? I think it'll be his last one with us. I did a tweet earlier today as well because I was chatting to someone. We got into the ground. A lad called Martin, who normally stands just to my left, was stood behind us today. And I said, what's going on here? Why are you in the wrong spot? Like, we've had the same seats for years. And he said, oh, well, I sold my ticket to these two because I didn't think I was going to make it. And then one of the lads who sits behind us said he couldn't make it, so I took his ticket. And I was like, oh, all right, fair enough. And then I said, hey, when was the last time we won a knockout game here at Old Trafford? Oh, when was the last knockout game we actually had here at Old Trafford? Because obviously we missed anything in the Champions League in COVID times. But when was the last time we actually saw a knockout game in the Champions League here? And I was like, I think it was Barcelona. And then I did a bit of Googling it. It was the Barcelona game. and we got spanked. It was shit. And then I said, when was the last time we actually won a game in the Champions League knockout stages here at Old Trafford? And it was the Olympiacos game where RVP scored a hat-trick. And I was thinking, oh my fucking God, that was 8 years ago. 8 years ago. That's a generation. It's a generation since Manchester United won a knockout Champions League game at home. Doesn't that fucking really ring home to you about how shit we've been run for the last year, 10 years? We are so far away from the greatness. I took Joe to go and do a video with Rio before the game started. And obviously it was on with Scholes. I just quickly said hello to Scholes. And then Rio and Scholes went through the back of the players' entrance into the stadium. And the eruption of the crowd, I was laughing with Joe going, it's insane, isn't it? Like, the love that those two get. But they earned it. They literally were European and world champions at this club. Paul Scholes did it twice. Rio has won it once. We are so far away from having generational European Cup winning players at this football club, but you just think, what the fuck? No wonder they get revered so much. No wonder they get the fucking house cheered down as they walk round the corner to go and do punditry. Francis says, these days we qualify for Champions League for the cash. We used to be in it to win it. That's the difference. Massive. Think Scholes was right. We need an elite manager. Doesn't matter who the manager is if the tools he's fucking with aren't good enough. Seth says, speechless. I hate the Glazers. Hate them for what they've done to us. These Russ were shit. Why can't we get it right at this point? Call Qatar, see if they want to buy one more club. Broken Gazamania says we need a massive clear out and the owner's gone. With Ajax out, will Ten Hag be more likely? I think Ten Hag is likely anyway. I think it literally is down to him and Poch. I think the news that United are looking elsewhere outside of those two was just a bit of misdirection. Pretty sure it's just those. Apart from Ronnie, who is a winner in that team. Well, Champions League Varane's also a winner in that team, but he doesn't necessarily seem like he commands the same way, does he? Not a bad cow says we can't keep complaining and not do anything. We can't get into a situation like Chelsea ownership. We have to take it back. Easier said than done. Until the Glazers break the law, nothing's going to happen. You know, I'm not even sure exactly what laws Abramovich has broken. It feels very convenient that they've stitched him up, yet they're allowing the Saudis. They've seemed to me that they've stitched up Abramovich for his relationship with Putin, right? Yeah, and because Putin is involved in this so-called illegal war, or illegal occupation of Ukraine. Yeah, there's literal government and country-owned teams playing in the Premier League that no one seems to have a drama with. If it's bad for one, it's bad for all. And if it's not bad for one, it's not bad for all. You can't just decide on a whim which ones you're going to deal with. Stephen, where's the light at the end of the tunnel? Says Seth there with a super chat. At this point, mate, it's probably a fucking train. Wouldn't trust it. Reckon we could get Salah when he's out of contract. Is that a fucking... I didn't mean so-called for those in the comments kicking off about it so-called. I'm trying to think and answer questions on the fly. Sometimes you fuck up your words. You know what I mean? Thomas says, Ronaldo's had enough. He'll be gone in the summer. Yeah. Eddie Howe started to get questions on all the owners' problems. Yeah, but he knew about these when he took the job, surely. Benjamin says, as a fellow centre-back, Maguire is making mistakes I thought I was making when I was 13. Not breaking defensive line without making sure you're covered is basics. Totally. Not being +1 at the back is basics. Am I sitting outside? No, I'm still a while away from home. That's why I've stopped here to do it. Notch says, will there be another squad rebuild if we're going to spend another billion doing OT? See, that to me, the Old Trafford leaks just sound like a lot of bollocks. Couple of people talking about Google the referee and you'll see some stuff he's involved with. Doesn't matter, does it? At the end of the day, he's the fucking man. Maguire, man. What, he couldn't do anything quickly, could he? Everything he does is just fucking slow. Slow, laboured, bad decisions when he makes it, telegraphed when he makes it. Do you think he's got a Cruyff turn in his locker, or is that far too much for him to fucking process? What does your 11 look like next season? We will do something on that, don't worry. David says, I have a theory that only reason Ralph is there playing Maguire to increase his value for a sale. Oh, please. I'll take it. A couple of people in the comments there talking about the stadium leaks is just nonsense. Look, they came out and was like, if we don't qualify for the Champions League, you're getting 50 mil to spend. 50 mil. 22 years ago, 50 mil was a world record fee. Since about 2003, when Abramovich took over Chelsea, 50 mil has been a shit transfer window. £50 million for Manchester United. We're so far away. £50 million doesn't even necessarily buy you a single first choice footballer. 50 fucking million. Glazers have fucking stolen 1.5 billion from this football club. I'm going to throw us a fucking half-eaten bone of 50 million for players. Cheeky bastards. Absolutely had our pants down. Tino says, at least we're back in the FA Cup in a few months and we all have false hope again. Buy yourself another bottle of rum to cheer yourself up. Cheers, mate. Banging super chat. We have got the rum down this Saturday if you want to come and join in. Me and Janine are not hosting it, though. We're going to have other hosts. And we're going to be on the teams. It's husbands versus wives. So it should be chaos if you want to tune in for that one. Am I on Vibe with 5? No. I was meant to be on yesterday, but... Well, I wasn't meant to be on yesterday because I was meant to be having my operation yesterday. My operation's been postponed. And I haven't got a date for when. I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks because I just can't be arsed waiting. I just want to get it done. Did I notice Scholes dodge questions on ownership? No, I've not got home yet from the game, so I haven't seen any comments from anyone after the game. Assad says, get Mengi and Slabhead is a calamity. Totally. I would actually I think Mengi still makes a lot of mistakes, but they're mistakes you accept from a teenager. Let's be honest, like from a teenager, you would accept the mistakes because they're like a little bit of rashness, a little bit of inexperience. They're not mistakes because he doesn't have the ability, and that's the issue with Maguire. He makes mistakes that are ability-based mistakes, not experience-based decision-making mistakes. And when Maguire does make those experience-based decision-making mistakes, yeah, I hold him to a different standard than a teenage prospect. An £80 million full England international that wears the captain's armband for Manchester United and fucking comes out and points his fingers at the likes of Ronaldo. I absolutely hold him to a different standard as I do an academy prospect who's got one game to his name. I absolutely fucking do. Thomas says, these players are children, no accountability, no communication. Yeah, far too much fucking petulance. Second, Thomas says, Maguire doesn't care, hasn't cared for the last couple of seasons. I think he probably does care, but not in the same way that we would hope a centre-half to care. Rio says it bang on. Players want to win. Good players want to win. And he would have a go at you purely on the back of you being shit limits his chances to win stuff. I think Ronaldo has a go at you for being shit and limiting his chances for winning stuff, but I think he does it in a different way, and I don't think he's a leader. I think he's a role model. I think he's a physical specimen that you can learn a lot from. But I think there's a difference between being that and being, he's pretty good at what he does. But I think there's a difference between being that and being a leader. Jibak says, wish a journalist would ask Ragnick what would it take for him to drop Maguire, like a set of events that would lead to Maguire being dropped. Greg says, I like your content, but I feel like you have some bias towards Rashford. Is it because of the shirt that's framed? I feel like you always protect him. The last few weeks, I've said the guy's been a waste of a shirt. He did nothing when he came on tonight. Do you want me to verbally abuse him? I don't do that. I don't do that with anyone. Again, on Maguire, I'll talk about his attributes as a footballer and as a leader. I only ever talk about stuff like that. With Marcus, I didn't pick him in my preview. I chose Elanga over him. I don't think Marcus is at the fucking races at all. I do think it's possible he gets back into form because I don't think it's an ability thing. I think it's a mental thing. I have no insight into what that is with him. I think it's a totally different situation. I think Maguire is pure ability, and Rashford, I think it's mental. It's my opinion. It's not protecting anyone. It's literally my opinion. What are the positives? Well, we got shit. Here's a genuine positive, right? And I'm serious. Right, Rio had a go at me before because he was like, what do you reckon we're going to do? I was like, I think we're going to fucking lose. And he was like, I don't like your energy. I was like, oh, sorry. Well, I think we're going to fucking lose. Told everyone that I fucking, how do you reckon? No, I think we're going to lose. And they're like, why do you think we're going to lose? And I was like, because I fucking watched us play this season. Here's the positives, 100%. What's the positives about not going through tonight? Well, the positives are we're not going to get completely fucking destroyed by an even better team. We were lucky we got shithoused out of a win by Atletico Madrid because an actual good team are just going to fucking mallet us. If we played Liverpool over 2 legs, it might get embarrassing. Probably get embarrassing. If we played City over 2 legs, can you imagine the fucking they'd give us? Alex Darlington says, cheers for my reply to my super chat on Paddock yesterday. How's the missus? Hope she's well. You should go and see that lads. Don't worry about it. Fuck, Osama says, exactly, Steve. We saw last week with the City result. Let's not forget Liverpool early in the season. If we drew one of those, they would fucking ride us. And I mean, ride us. We're just fucking lucky that we got shithoused out of a win. And as much as it hurts, would I like to be in the hat for the next round? Of course I fucking would. And I get a little bit excited and giddy as well, the same as everybody. Do you know what? Yeah, fucking hell. All we need is a goal, don't we? But we can't keep clean sheets. We can't keep clean sheets. We can't fucking score. Yeah, it's the fucking hope that kills. But the season's over, and it's not even the fucking end of March just yet. It's fucking now we can win. We can win the getting above Arsenal and come in 4th trophy. Or hope that Chelsea have somehow deducted points for some sort of madness happening in a war zone that they've had fuck all to do with, potentially. Insane. Anyway, right, I'm going to fucking call it a day. We'll do 5 things in the morning. I've got XG files with Ronaldo as well tomorrow, so tune in for that one. And fuck it, up the Reds. We'll get back eventually. It just might be. My beard might make me look more like fucking Father Christmas. In a bit.